Aloha. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Today is the 15th of September. I do wish I could do a live with you, but I don't have the bandwidth. I don't even know when I'll be able to share this. As of right now, I'm currently all eaten up by mosquitoes because I'm hot and, well, you can see, and gardening with a tank top and shorts on. So I'm pretty much asking for it. I just don't know when we will get to a laundromat, and so I'm being stubborn and don't want to put my pair of pants on and get them all moldy and such. So I'm in my joy this morning, gardening here where we're currently staying. Not sure if we're taking off tomorrow or Tuesday or where we're going next. Don't know. But I'm so grateful. Our gracious host is allowing us to stay here and is allowing me to garden. Let's see. Oh, DM got up and went surfing this morning. It was so perfect for me because as of yesterday, I was just like, oh my gosh. We have been together every day for so many days, and I have not had, we're sharing a car. I haven't had the space to just be by myself for, a few hours. We're having fun, but like alone time is just, it's such a huge integral part of my self-care that when I don't get it, I just don't feel as grounded and centered in myself. I've just had a little slip gardening, so I'll show you some of what I've done here. Mostly I'm just like pulling out what has some mold or is dead, allowing a little more sun to get into certain areas. And so, it's the forest, it's wild. So I'm not going crazy with like, oh, I want to sculpt and play with the land in that way. I'm just like, okay, where is it overgrown? Where is it moldy? Where can I create some space for sun and air to flow? So I started with the whacking away in the jungly areas, and then I will now go and collect it all and bring it all out front. So what was coming to me as I was clearing space, same kind of thing as when I do this. I do this in the majority of places I go. And in some cultural traditions, like for example, the Sufi people would consider me, if I were a Sufi living in the Sufi culture, I would be considered a sweeper. And there have been many titles and expressions to describe what certain people do. Those that go into an environment and basically transmute energies. So I transmute energy in my environment by physically cleaning and cleansing, removing the old. And sometimes it's not even about the person who's living in the space I'm doing it in. Sometimes it is, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes it could be for people who've lived in this area in the past, spirits that are still here and wanting help transiting on. Sometimes it isn't even about like a human spirit. Sometimes it's a nature spirit. Could be related to some of the flora in the environment or some trees or so it's always a little different, and I never know what my like mission is until I arrive in a place, and then it comes to me. And so what was funny and what I wanted to share was, as I was like really going at it in this area back here, I take you in here. So I was in this area, and it's a lot. There's a lot that I could continue to do in here. However, I've already removed a lot in just this one session this morning. And so I was like, oh, stop. Okay, being guided to stop. And then I walked over here, right over here, and I stepped somewhere in here, and I slid onto this rock here and busted under my toenail there and cut myself. This part here is just white. It was like there was no skin left. Luckily, I always travel with some oils. So funny because our host, she cleaned every step and walkway yesterday with her water pressure cleaner, and so the pathway is safe. The pathway is clean, but I went off the path, right? I got in the deep, darker areas to get some of that stuff out the way I do. But the message I got when I fell was about how I am to be mindful in clearing space and transmuting energies, whether it be for myself or for my environment or for others, other people, other entities, of not clearing excessively all at once. This relates to trauma work, because anyone who's done a lot of trauma work knows if you go in and you just charge at it and you clear and you dig as much as you can to get to those deep-rooted, deep-seated traumas all at once, you can re-trigger yourself. You can create more harm than good by triggering. And it's like resurfacing. I was trying to show you this amazing magenta, but I don't know if I can get it. Yeah, you don't want to do too much excavating all at once, whether it's in a physical environment, whether it's gardening, whether it's cleaning in the house, whether it's purging relationships in your life. All the ways that you do things to create more space and to let go and release. Finding the balance is important, because we've got to let go. We've got to practice releasing, giving away, non-attachment, letting go, in order for new life to keep arriving to us. However, just like you don't want to ask for too much all at once, you don't want to purge too heavily all at once. And so, instead of stopping a few minutes before, when the mosquitoes really started to get crazy, that was my hint, right? It went from like, oh yeah, I got a couple bites, to like the back of my legs are covered right now. So as soon as they really started to like eat on me, that was my cue. That was like, okay, you've done enough. You still have a lot to do, so you've got to drag all this out to the piles. I'll show you the piles that I started. I did 3 hours of gardening here. I don't know when that was. And it was amazing, and I did it all just right. Like, perfect amount of time, perfect amount of clearing. So good. Hence no injuries. only like joy. And so yeah, now I'm not done working, so I've cleaned up my owie and I will cover it with something so that the mold and stuff on the shrubbery that I'm going to move doesn't get into the wound and create more problems. You guys recognize that? California. Yeah, so I'm going to take care of myself, take care of the wound, and then I will add what I have created. I will clean up the little mess I created and bring it all here. Hi, big beautiful butterfly. Oh, thank you for your presence in our video. Oh, we're blessed. We just got blessed up. Big, oh, beautiful yellow butterfly. Ooh, that's so pretty. Mm. Thank you, nature. So yeah, just wanted to share what was coming up for me this morning. Share some art again soon. This is my art today. This is the art that really lights me up. And so this is my art today. The opening, the walkway, this was my palette the first time I got in here, and just like, yeah, worked all in here so that yeah, you know, my host could enjoy like coming right into her space. And then, like I said, she got busy yesterday and blasted all of these stones clear. No more slip and slide unless you step off the path like I did. Teach me a lesson. I was so good all day at like looking around, because she was saying she gets poked in the eye and has to use antibiotics often because these things here, which are the native fern, when you break them, she actually asked me to take as many as I want out, but when you break them off, what is left is hard, really, really hard. It like, oh, here's some. It becomes like a weapon. It becomes this really sharp edged stick. And so I put my reading glasses on while I was working to protect my eyes, and I was like constantly looking up and looking around, looking up, looking around. And I was reminded, hey, be careful where you step. You've got to look down as well. So yeah, that's all the messages I got to share from my art this morning. The art that is gardening. The art that is my life, my joy. So thank you so much for tuning in and listening and sharing with me. Please share down below what it is that lights you up, the art that lights you up. You can even share with me. I'd love to hear from some of you about like your own practices of cleaning, clearing, letting go, non-attachment. Yeah, let me know. You know, which way do you swing? Are you balanced? Are you in the center? Does your space and your life and your relationships, everything represent this, a balanced place in the center? Do you hoard? Do you hang on? Do you fill all your spaces? Do you live without, in lack? And, you know, are things constantly just coming into your life and right out, like a quick exit where you don't really get to have what you feel you need? Or again, are you somewhere in the middle, or a little bit on one side or a little bit on another? Let me know. I'd love to hear. Thank you, friends. Mahalo.